There's always going to be time that you have wasted in life. You will always waste time in life, no matter who you are, right? The question is how you wasting it. But we serve a God who can redeem our yesterdays. So things may not happen and pan out when you think it should happen, but God's timing is way better. God loves you too much to hand you something far too early or too late. I'm going to say it again. God loves you too much to hand you something far too early or too late. He knows when you're ready, so trust him. You know, guys, I've been beating myself up, and I know I'm not the only one. I've been beating myself up for not being where I thought I should be at a certain age. I've been beating myself up about not doing things sooner, and I did it, I feel like a little too late, right? But God has also told me anytime those insecurities or anytime those thoughts pop up into my head, because the Bible said take every thought captive, right? God's been telling me anytime those moments come up that, my time is perfect. My time is perfect. I'm gonna use an example. So with seminary school, I feel like I should have went to seminary school a long time ago. Got my master's of divinity, which I'm trying to get right now. And then I also feel like, I should have entered the ministry sooner. But with both of those situations, right? I wasn't ready anytime before now. Right? Like now is the perfect time. Now is God's time. See, in my time it would have been sooner, but I wasn't ready sooner. Right? I'm ready now. Right? So everything happens in God's perfect time. And I wish I would have got married younger, like my parents. You know what I mean? But like, I'm not my parents. God has written a different story with me, and that's okay. So things may not happen and pan out when you think it should happen, but God's timing is way better. And one of his promises in his word is this. It's Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15 to 16. I'm reading from the New International Version Bible. It says, be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity because the days are evil. Making the most of every opportunity because the days are evil. Ephesians 5:16 also reads this in other translations, and you've seen it before. So the King James version of Ephesians 5:16 reads, redeeming the time because the days are evil. See, we serve a God that redeems time. We serve a God that can make up for lost time. In this life, one guarantee that no matter how hard you try in life is there's always going to be time that you have wasted in life. I'm going to say it again. You will always waste time in life, no matter who you are, right? The question is how you wasting it. But we serve a God who can redeem our tomorrow, our yesterdays. We serve a God who can make all the wrong turns right. We serve a God who can make all the crooked paths straight. We serve a God who can literally take our mistakes and our mishaps and turn it into a message, turn it into a testimony, to turn it into something special, right? We serve a God who works all things together for good to those who love him are called according to his purpose. So this is the kind of God we serve. So God loves you too much to hand you something far too early or far too late because he knows when you're ready for it. So trust him. See, God's going to make the time that you have wasted, he's going to redeem it. He's going to do something with it. He's going to turn it into something special. And I'm a living testimony of that. Things may not have happened as fast as you wanted, as quickly as you wanted, or when you thought it should have happened and stuff like that. But we serve a God who works things so perfectly, that when he redeems that time that you thought was a wasted season, that time that you thought, things should have been happening and you were probably doing the wrong things in those times, or you were doing the right things, just waiting patiently on the Lord, whatever that is. That waited time is not wasted time with God. With God, no time is wasted. With God, he's doing things behind the scenes that you can never see or fathom. With God, when he redeems time, he makes sure that he's working things and orchestrating things so well behind the scenes that when it finally does happen, man, it's more than you could ever bargain for. That's the type of God we serve, and I'm living testimony of that. So, yeah, man, that's how much God loves us. Our God loves us so much that he's going to make sure that even though we waste so much time in this life, that in time is something we can't get back. God's going to make sure when it finally does happen, that time that was wasted, it doesn't feel like a waste at all. Because when God redeems the time, it's time well spent at that point. Because when God redeems the time wasted